Let's talk about the annotation in Spring because they might be confusing. And let's start with the GSR 250 annotations. So what exactly the GSR 250 annotation? It's a Java specification that defines the standard set of the annotation for the dependency injection, lifecycle callbacks, and the security role management, and so on. It was originally part of the Java EE, but now it's included in the Jakarta EE. So about the Jakarta, what's the Jakarta? Jakarta is the successor of the Java EE maintained by the Eclipse Foundation, and all the previous packages, all the previous JavaX packages that have been, they are renamed now to the Jakarta. For example, let's say that the post contract is now part of it was part of the JavaX, now it's a part of the Jakarta annotations. So Spring, regarding to the Spring, right? Spring, since version 2.5, it supports the GSR 50 annotations and integrates them into the Spring lifecycle. So for example, what are the common GSR 250 annotations and their purpose? One of them is the resource, and another one, it's basically alternative for the auto-wired. Auto-wired and the qualifier, they are Spring specific annotations, but we can create the bean using the resource. And also we have a post contract that we have seen earlier that we use in the lifecycle management of a bean, and the pre-destroyer that we are using the lifecycle management of a bean. And also we have others. We have roles load, we have run as, and we have declare roles. So these are the declared in the specification that is used by Spring. Why it's important to know? Because let's say that you are you're using another dependency injection framework, or let's say that you are creating your own framework. Then in that case, that the de facto standard is to use those annotations because whatever framework you are creating, and if you're starting a new framework, let's say, or you are, let's say, want to extend the existing framework, you know that those annotations that exist that are specified as a part of the GSR 50, those are used in Spring, and for example, let's say the Choose framework and the other dependency injection frameworks. So how Spring exactly recognizes, for example, post contract and the pre-destroy? So I said they are already integrated into Spring, and they are part of the string here, part of this Spring. They are, so here you can see that how exactly it happens. So Spring creates a bean instance called constructor is called. We have seen actually this example earlier, but let's go over it one more time. Then dependencies are injected using the auto-wire resource and so on. Spring scans for method annotations for the post construct and invokes them. If it sees that this annotation, it means that before creating this bean, after constructing this bean, we need to call that method and do whatever is in the instruction in that method. The bean becomes available for use in the application context, and after that, when we are, let's say, for the pre-destroy, right, when we are destroying the bean, when the container destroys the bean, then in that case Springs call the method, whatever method is annotated with the pre-destroy annotation. So that's regarding to the GSR 250 specifications, but also we have a stereotype annotation in Spring. We have four mainly used annotations, which is component, service, repository, and the controller, because most of the applications that we are creating in Spring, they are web applications, and usually they have a controller, service, and the repository level. We can interchangeably use them. For example, for controller, we can still use the service, and for service, we can use controller, but no one does it, and if you do that, it's just confusing, right? So we need to use for each service, for each part of the logic, we need to use the annotation that is supposed to be there. For example, if we have as a user controller, user service, and user repository, we are adding this annotation for each. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which one you add; they have all the same meaning. So when we are starting our container, when we are starting our Spring application, when the container creates the bean, it scans all the classes, and if they see that any of these annotations, they just create that bean. if to summarize, so in summary, what we have, right? We have a GSR 250 defines a standard annotation for the dependency injection, for the lifecycle, and the for role-based security. Again, if we are creating a new framework, or if in the existing framework, we can usually in the existing framework, right? Let's say that you are using a Spring, or you are using a Juice, or any other dependency injection-based framework, so you can leverage leverage those annotations and add the logic, whatever logic is appropriate in your case. So Spring also integrates with the resources, with the post contract, with the pre-destroy into the bin lifecycle automatically. So we have, for the Spring specific, right? We have auto-wired and the qualifier, and also we have in the Spring specific component service repository controller for defining our MVC layer. And also we have other annotations in the GSR 50, such as run as or declare roles. It's used for the security metadata.